So today's video is about comparing three bikes. All of them are 250Fs from Yamaha. 2014 YZ250F with a brand new top end. The bike has 84 hours, but it's got like maybe 5 hours on the top end. 2015 YZ250FX. So this is the cross-country bike. New top end maybe 40 hours ago. 2015 again, YZ250FX cross-country. This one has like 18 hours on the top end. So when I got the bike, they all had different mappings. So this one had the hard pack mapping, which puts more fuel, takes out spark. So what I wanted to do was put this mapping on that, because that came with like a really aggressive map, less fuel, more spark, etc. And I don't think that'll do good for that bike in the long run. So I put the same map on all three bikes. So first I'm gonna ride this because it stalled out a few times and it wasn't the easiest to start. So now I've put this mapping. Of course I'm wearing tennis shoes, so it's not gonna be the best to start, but I wanted to see if that mapping is gonna make it feel better, and if it does, then maybe this might be a winner. Feel it's a lot of compression. Oh, kicks back, so it almost wants to fire. Oh man. Okay. So that's how long it took to warm up or start that bike. Let's see how this fares. So I'm going to kick it, not e-start, because I want to feel the compression. So let's see. That one almost killed my leg. This is so easy to start, I don't know, like kick. Fewer kicks than that maybe. Once I start this, I'll kill the choke on the other one. So let's see how this goes. Once again, choke. A lot of compression, I can tell. 2, 3, my leg hurts. 4, 5. So approximately the same amount of time. Let me feel the choke. So how does this rev? Temperature is at 100. How does this rev? Not happy about that black stuff. Let's see. Nice. Maybe. So an idle's a little lower. Died. So maybe turn up the idle a bit. Choke. turn up the idle. kill. Let's take this bike. So temperature close to 150. So the whole idea is I'm gonna compare how it feels in tight technical woods section. That's what I'm gonna do. So if I don't bust my hands trying to do this here, I think it's going to be great. So I'm going uphill. Okay, I stop here, right? Now let's see how easy it is to not stall and go. The yard is very wet, so let's try to do that again. And I want to know if an FX is actually better. This time I'm not going to stop if possible. The thing on this bike is the flywheel is so light, it just revs up like crazy. So this time let me see if I can do it without keeping my foot down. And here too. Oh. Yeah, I can tell like I have to slip the clutch quite a bit, otherwise I don't feel comfortable. It's just a comfort factor, right? So I don't feel comfortable without slipping the clutch quite a bit. So it's just what the bike makes you feel, right? Okay. So this bike's done. Temperature is staying at 150. Kill it. So obviously there's dirt now, but gotta do something to test it. So all right. So now, hoping I'm using the electric starter now. Maybe 1 second. Okay. And let me see how long this one takes to start. Same time. So this one feels very rev happy, wants to like kill you, kind of, just like that bike. So I can tell immediately the first gear on it is very low, like very low compared to the YZ. So let's see how that makes me feel when I stop here. I can tell immediately that I don't have to build the rev so much, because the first gear slow, I feel like the bike will take me, you know. Yeah, so that low first gear definitely has some play. Now how the bike revs, I could feel like this one feels like there is a little bit more. Now I'll try to go without stopping. Oh yeah, the bike doesn't need to be clutched a whole lot. I'm happy, I feel more happy to let the clutch out and lug it, because I don't feel like it wants to stop. I feel like it might want to just keep going, you know. So that means the bike's making me feel more comfortable. That's what I mean. So no clutch this time going through there. Let me see if I can do this whole thing without using the clutch, and that's fine. It just lugs through it, right? So that's the probably the flywheel weight combined with the lower first gear. Putting it in second, even putting it in second, it doesn't want to die. You see, like, I'm giving it gas, it's lugging through. So there's something about the fueling, or the fact that this one has two ring piston, right? The FXs have a 2-ring piston. The YZ, the way it was built, the top end, they used a single ring piston, so definitely wants to lug better. So that one wants to take off on you. So let's see how this feels. So I raised the idle. It wasn't fair to do a comparison with the lower idle, but regardless, it feels leaner. What I mean is, when I twist the throttle, I feel it needed more fuel than the other bikes, maybe because of this stupid exhaust system, who knows, I don't know. But always feel like it's missing. As soon as I give it, it's misfiring on the first one, and then it takes off. Maybe it's just a feeling, who knows. So this one has one broken clutch spring, clutch spring, whatever they call it. Yeah, you know what it is, the screw. So let me see, let me stop it here, and yeah, it doesn't ever feel like it wants to. Maybe the idle is a little too high now, you know, definitely too high. So I'm gonna pull it back 3 notches. So what happens, can you start it in gear? It does start, not happy, right? Obviously, you can imagine. But no problem lugging. The first gear again feels very, very low. Very, very low. So this time I want to go through without using my clutch. I'll cover it, but I'm not going to slip it. Okay, I want to see if I can lug it through. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the YZ would have stalled there for sure. It would have stalled out. So it tells me 2 things: the lower gearing on the first gear on the FX compared to the YZ250F, plus the fact that the YZ250 may have a different compression. No, it has a single ring piston. So, oh yeah, it just lugs through. No drama whatsoever. So I'm covering the front, and it still doesn't stall. You know, so it's like it's got that tractor-ish feel. So putting it in second, it's just lugging. Second. Yeah, just tractors through. Now, the best thing to do would be to go back, right, and try it out again. See, now all these bikes are ready. They're all washed. Crap. But it is what it is. All right, I really like suspension on this. It's like a fully rebuilt bike. I wish this bike ran through the woods like the other bikes. This bike is a monster once it's open, you know, but the question is, can it lug? Can it lug? So what I'm gonna do now is without using the clutch, if I just give it gas, what happens? Okay, let's try. Wow. The problem is the first gear is too tall, so it wants to go faster, but I didn't give it any gas. So what if I put like a lower front sprocket on this? Would it still work? No. I think it's working. It's just that the bike wants to push faster because obviously because it's got a second gear. Okay. So I may change my opinion maybe after being on the FX. I feel I may have gained some confidence that I don't have to slip the clutch, and that made me ride the YZ250F without the clutching, and it just did fine. It didn't stall. So I think if I put like a flywheel weight on this F, and if I want put a smaller front sprocket on it, it might work. Maybe the only reason I stalled out more in the woods is because I had a different mapping. I had the stock mapping. Now what I did is I put the hard pack mapping on this one, so that gives it a little bit more fuel. It gives it a little bit more fuel, and that fuel probably combined, yeah, maybe that fueling and the reduced spark is able to make it lug. So it's very hard now. I guess the only way to compare them now will be for my buddies to come and we take all three of them to a trail and we ride them back to back, and then we get a winner out of them. It's really hard to tell because I really like the 250F. I really like it, and if I have to be honest with you, the fact that the gears is not too low, once it's a faster trail it might help, but if it's a gnarly stuff it's different. But if I put like a different sprocket on that compared to the FX, might work. A flywheel weight from Steely, I have a recluse clutch sitting, so if I put the flywheel weight and the recluse clutch, if this thing's never gonna stall, I don't mind kicking it over once in the parking lot and then coming back all the way if it doesn't stall. So what's the real point in having a electric start and all the extra weight of the electric start and the battery and everything if I put a recluse and a flywheel weight on it, and that's gonna do the trick? What's the point of an FX? I don't know. I personally like that bike because my buddy rebuilt the bike top to bottom. So I'm a little confused now. I don't know if you're worth the extra. Anyway, that's my conclusion. My conclusion is it's inconclusive. Sorry. There you go.